we got official announcement out of BLS. Okay, by now you may know what that is. I'll say it really quickly. It's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, BLS releases all kinds of very important economic data. For example, the jobs reports, you hear me talk about that all the time. The job report was supposed to come out last Friday, never did, because we're in this government shutdown. They never released the job data. And according to what I've been saying for a while now, I truly believe that this is all manufactured. It's on purpose because they don't want to release the data because it's bad. It's bad data. They don't want us to see it, okay? It's a little bit of a way to suppress us and kind of like silence the data, right? And if they hold it long enough, we'll kind of forget about it and be like, it's so delayed at this point, who really cares, right? That's kind of what I'm anticipating based on what I'm seeing out there. Now, you probably heard me say this before in other videos. I had a dedicated video talking about this on Tuesday or Wednesday morning of this week as well. In the live streams recently, I've been talking about this, but this coming Wednesday, October 15th, which is Wednesday of next week, less than a week away as of right now, a couple different things are supposed to happen. Number one, Medicare annual enrollment starts. That's a huge one right there. And again, phone numbers here, write it down, take a picture, take a screenshot. But if you're confused, if you're frustrated, if you got a million questions on Medicare, like my dad, seriously, shout out to my dad, the guy with endless questions on Medicare. Seriously, I love my parents more than anything. I would do anything for my parents, but seriously, my dad has like 1,000,000,001 questions on Medicare. I actually gave him a book. I literally gave him a book on Medicare, and I was like, here, read this book on Medicare. You know what I mean? Anyway, my mom texted me today too, and she's like, hey, I just got done reading that book on Medicare. Really good stuff. I understand Medicare now. I'm like, good. Glad you read the book. Anyway, my point being is that if you are confused, if you're frustrated, if you got 1,000,000 questions like my parents on Medicare, seriously, write that phone number down. That's what people do when they have questions, when they need help with their Medicare. They call this phone number right there, and 70 million seniors will be calling that phone number basically in the coming weeks here, okay? You included, I hope, because it's going to be massively helpful for you. Anyway, that's not the whole focus of this video. Just trying to help you save some money, get better plan coverages, stuff like that, and to help those of you here in this community. A lot of people are going to have their lives disrupted because of the major changes to Medicare this coming year, okay? 2026 is what I mean. Okay, so anyway, that's coming in this coming Wednesday, which is October 15th, Medicare annual enrollment opens. No changes, no disruption there whatsoever. That'll start, and that's not going to be disrupted whatsoever by this government shutdown. But that morning as well, 8:30 a.m. East Coast time, BLS was supposed to be releasing the economic data called the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, which is otherwise known as the inflation data. The last data point that we need. We must get this data point in order to calculate how much of a raise we're going to get, as well as a whole pile of other announcements out of Social Security. Vitally important. We need this data. Now, here's the thing. If we were in a government shutdown in the middle of November, honestly, who cares? It wouldn't really matter that much. The release of the inflation data would not matter. It would not have that much of a consequence. This time, it actually matters massively because we rely on this last data point. This is the last data point of the 3 that we need from the third quarter, September's inflation data, for Social Security to come forward and officially calculate and announce the raise to our monthly benefits for the coming year. Vitally important. Very, very, very important. They must get this data. Okay, anyway, long story short, today we got an official announcement out of BLS. Okay, they gave us the exact day and the exact time that they'll be releasing it. Next Wednesday, the 15th? Nope, not happening. Not happening that day, but rather it's coming in Friday, October 24th, 8:30 a.m. East Coast time. That's the day, that's the time. Be there or be square. I don't even know what that means. I just said it because people say that and I have no idea what that even means. Okay, anyway, I'm going to be right here for you. No matter what, that is the new time. So we're going to be delayed on the release of the inflation data and the corresponding COLA raise announcement. That's coming out. It was supposed to be next Wednesday, the 15th. Not happening. BLS said it's coming out Friday, October 24th, 8:30 a.m. East Coast time. That is when the inflation data hits. It's going to hit the wire on that day, which, by the way, quick side note, as I host this live stream right here, it is exactly 2 weeks from today. Exactly 2 weeks from today, that data will be released, okay? So rather than getting it here in, how many days is it until next Wednesday? 5 days, something like that, whatever it happens to be. Yeah. Rather than getting it in 5 days, we're going to be getting it in 14 days. Okay, so we've got a 9-day delay here for the release of this data. Now, here's how this whole thing works. Just let me give you a quick little timeline on this. 8:30 a.m. East Coast time, the inflation report hits the wire instantly. Right when the clock rolls over to 8:30, inflation report hits. Okay, within like 2 minutes of that inflation data hitting, Social Security will have the official COLA announcement out, and then that's it. Boom, we've got it. They got the inflation data, and they got the last data point that they need, and they will come out and announce that COLA raise for us. Now, here's the thing. It's not only going to be the COLA that's going to be announced that day. It's going to be about a dozen announcements out of Social Security that come out simultaneously, all at the same time from Social Security. Can you tell I'm excited? I am, right? Because I'm excited to dive into it and see what's out there, to see exactly what they're going to be doing to our benefits, the new rules, the new parameters, all the new thresholds, the earnings limits, all of it. It's all released on that day at that time, okay? We're going to have so much to talk about at that time, and I'm going to break it down for you because I want you to know, and here's the thing, it's going to be relevant to all beneficiaries across the board. But as you've heard me talk about before in other videos, depends on the type of benefit that you're on, right? It could be retirement, it could be survivors, it could be spousal, it could be SSI, it could be disability or SSDI benefits. VA and RRB beneficiaries also get the COLA. But then again, depending on the type of benefit that you get, there's all kinds of these other rules that are put in place. Who loves some rules, right? Not I. I don't like rules. I follow the rules, but I don't like rules. I'm just saying, okay? Ask my wife. I don't like rules, okay? Anyway, but I follow the rules because that's just the kind of person I am. I follow the rules, but I don't like the rules for the most part, okay? But anyway, all that comes out that day, okay? So this is the official announcement, because here's the thing. Leading up to today and that announcement that came out of BLS just a few hours ago, I didn't jump on a live stream right away because I honestly had that video out this afternoon, and I was like, I'm going to talk about this in the live stream tonight, or, right here, right now. So I was like, I'm not going to jump on a live stream at the moment, but it was released a few hours ago today, this exact day and time out of BLS as far as the inflation data, the CPI release. Again, Friday, October 24th, 8:30 a.m. East Coast time. That's it. It's going to be all hands on deck. Okay. At that point, tons of stuff is going to be happening. And I'm going to be right here for you by your side, talking you through the details about that. Okay. So anyway, that's vitally important. We need that. And obviously it's going to be coming in, prior to November, which is what Social Security needs in order to calculate all of this data. That's really, really good. So that's really nice about all that. Okay. So yes, we have all this coming out. A lot of really big things that are happening, and we'll just continue to look through all the details. Okay, now one more thing I want to point out super fast, and then we're going to get into the chat box here in a little while. I will pull up the chat box. So if you're joining live right now, first off, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, feedback, concerns, anything you got for me. Leave it down below in the chat. I'll be down there as soon as I can here. But let's rant for a little bit longer here. Here's what's super interesting about this. Let's read between the lines. It's not that hard, okay? It's not that hard. You know what I'm about to say. Okay, so we've been in this government shutdown now for 10 days. 10 days we've been in this government shutdown as of now, as I host this live stream. But think of this. If they thought that the government shutdown was going to be over this weekend or next week, why would they delay the CPI out until the 24th? Why would they do that? They would just release it as soon as they get it. My point with this is, read through and just clearly notice what they're telling us. They're making it very clear with this announcement right here that we're going to be in a long-term shutdown. This is not going to be like another 3-day thing. I think what the messages that they are telling us right now, by basically saying, the inflation data report's not coming out on Wednesday, we'll bring it to you on Friday, the following Friday, right? 9 days later. I think what they're really conveying here with this information is that we're probably going to be shut down with this government shutdown probably the entire month of October. They may open this sucker back up the end of October, like the last week of October. Maybe, right? My point is, again, I could be totally wrong with this. Maybe they open it up this weekend. Maybe lawmakers come together and they come together on a deal to fund the government and open it back up. I don't think so. I've been saying this for a while now, and I've been saying this in literally every single live stream this entire week. I believe at a minimum The government shutdown will last until next Friday, maybe like the Monday or Tuesday after, which would be like the 17, 18, like the 20 to 21st, something like that. My projection is a minimum of between the 17th and the 21st. Is we could open anytime between then? I don't think so. Based on this last information or this announcement out of BLS, I just feel like, why would you push it out that far? If the government was going to open up here in a matter of days, why would they push it out another 9 days beyond when it's supposed to be? Do you kind of hear what I'm saying? And again, I'm just speculating here. I'm just saying, based on what I'm seeing, and as I've been saying for a long time now, well, I shouldn't say a long time, several days now, this is not just going to be a couple day thing. We're going to be in this for a while. And I would not be surprised one bit if this government shutdown lasts basically the entire month of October. Maybe they open it up the last week of the month. Okay. I'm just saying, let's just be prepared for that. But remember, be assured, no matter what happens, you'll continue to get paid. Your benefits will still roll out. I know I've said that many times here over the last several days, in the last week and a half or 2 weeks or whatever it is. Don't worry about it. As long as the government shutdown's in place, you will continue to get paid. Please don't worry about that. Now, if you are on food stamps, okay, SNAP benefits, EBT card, food stamp, supplemental nutrition assistance program, again, don't worry about that right now. I know you can probably start thinking, oh man, we're only like 20 days away from no more benefits, because if we're still in the government shutdown, let's not worry about that right now, okay? Let's wait until we get a little bit closer to November, and then let's come forward and find a contingency plan for this, because if we continue the government shutdown into November, we could see SNAP benefits, food stamps impacted dramatically, as in they may not be able to go out, okay? But again, please do not worry about that right now. Let's just forget about that for the next couple of weeks here. Let's revisit that at the end of the month. If we're still in a government shutdown, we can talk about that in a lot more detail. I don't want anybody to lose sleep or worry about that right now. We've got a lot of time. Lawmakers have plenty of time here to open this thing back up. And they understand the risks just as much as we do. It's not good. It would not look good at all for them for 42 million plus people to lose access to their SNAP benefit. That'd be really, really bad. It'd look really bad for them. I'm just saying. And they know that. Very unpopular. They should not do that. And they recognize just as much as we do, it would be a really bad move if they were to allow that to happen. Okay. Now that's that. Next, I want to point something else out that just hit the wire this afternoon. Actually, it just hit the wire like, what is it? It's like 6 o'clock right now. It's like an hour ago, a little more than an hour ago, and not very long ago. But this afternoon, the president hinted that he's going to be putting more tariffs on China. The tariff heats up again, right? So here's the thing. About an hour ago, the president announced an additional 100% tariffs on some items out of China to be going into effect as of the beginning of the following month. So November 1st, starting next month, okay? It's just adding way more uncertainty, way more confusion, and a lot of volatility with things.